Hi folks, Randy here. We are doing a little action today where we're going to Congressman Jason Smith's Rolla office to share some statements with his staff. So I wanted to share that live for other people to be able to see the action and get some ideas about holding their own congresspeople accountable and talking to their congresspeople staff. So we will be heading in there in just a minute. So if you want to tune in at some point or any point or watch some of this later, it will be available. We've got a good group of people gathering here, and we're gonna go see if the office is open and willing to listen to us. All right, I'm gonna go.
I have blanket.
No, you don't at all. All right, I'm gonna go knock. Do you want to come with me, and we'll try to start getting in? It is a good one, yeah. It is actually. Kind of thought mine would be like a full page, and I printed it. I was like, oh, 3 pages. Please be here. Please don't. Okay. Hi. We were hoping to talk to Jason Smith's staff today. Ooh.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes.
So is he here? Is he going to be here this week?
No, he's not here.
This week. Okay. Well, can I deliver a message?
Sure.
To you then?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'd love to chat.
Okay.
So.
Do you want us to stay right here in the doorway? Or do you want
Up to you.
sit down?
You can sit down. Are you recording me?
I am recording. It's on my face at the moment.
Okay.
But I am recording the
Okay.
talking. All right. Well, if we want to stand here.
What I want to say, if you would like to take that, or
Okay.
you can take notes, or you can use that to take notes.
And my name's Randy, by the way. My hand is really cold,
Yes,
but
I
I'm
know
Randy.
you.
Hi, nice to meet
Hi,
you. What is your name?
Jenny.
Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
So my name is Mara Goldson. I'm a constituent here in Phelps County, Congressional District 8. Just want to say, every time a person becomes a federal employee, you take an oath of office. I don't know, are you considered a federal employee? Did you
Yes.
take an oath of office? Mm-hmm. So every time anyone enters the military, when a congressperson is sworn in, they swear an oath. I swore mine in April of 1980, and I retired from the federal service in 2018, but I did not forswear that oath, nor was I released from it. I still remember it, and I am bound by it. As a U.S. representative for Missouri, Jason has sworn that oath at least 7 times, but his actions indicate that he neither remembers it nor has attempted to uphold it. So for a refresher, here is the oath that Jason, as a congressperson, has sworn and held his hand on a Bible to, I assume, and sworn to. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter, so help me God. Article 6, Clause 3 of the Constitution requires that a congressperson be bound by oath to support the Constitution in order to serve. If you read that oath carefully, nowhere does it state that you are free to do the bidding of one fascist leader, and to be clear, that's Donald J. Trump, or one fascist party, again, the Republican Party. You are to uphold and protect the Constitution against all enemies, including domestic, which would be the aforementioned fascist regime and party. Please finally do the right thing and make your actions fit that oath. Represent the people of Missouri and uphold and defend the Constitution. Sincerely, Margaret Olson, American patriot and defender of democracy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Is everyone cold? Do they want to come in? There's plenty of room.
You want to come in out of the cold? Well, come on in.
Thank you, Mark. There's room. Do you guys want to come in? It's cold outside. Huh? Oh. Well, I don't know. Wherever you want. I just wanted to read my statements, our statements in here because it's warmer. All right. All right. Well, who wants to, does anyone feel like they would like to go next? Marcia? Okay.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, so there is a child. Number one, there are 3,800 children in detention centers.
Very sad they were brought over here as pawns.
No,
Yeah.
no. It's very sad that our congressman is not standing up for children, considering he is pro-life. These children are not the worst of the
Are you
worst.
pro-life?
I am for children. I am for.
So no.
No.
Okay.
No, because you see, pro-life in your description is not pro-life. Pro-life is pro-birth. And
Okay.
only pro-birth for certain people. Because obviously there are 3,800 children in a detention center in our United States. Now, what I want to know is why our representative is supporting that. Also,
Were there children in detention centers under our previous president?
I'm not asking that. You see, because the question is not that. This is today. Yesterday I can't do anything about. But this is today. And today our representative could do something about this. But he's choosing not to. So that would be like me saying,
I don't want you. I'm not giving you permission to record me.
Okay, you're not. I'm on
You
her.
just keep moving the camera toward me.
I'd like your voice on it.
okay, so then we find out yesterday that there was a 2-month-old child, an American citizen. His name is Ron Nicholas. And he was dying in a detention center in Texas. Now, because of the people who have called, and I just found out just literally an hour ago that him and his mother were finally moved to a hospital. But he was in the detention center. He is an American citizen. Now, I do not understand how our representative can support our children being in detention centers. And why do we even have detention centers? Why are we building warehouses to warehouse people in this United States? And why is our representative supporting that?
Do you think that that's a new thing?
I don't care if it's a new thing. That'd be like saying,
Well, they are buying new facilities.
that's like, this idea of bringing up what other people have done has nothing to do with what this person is doing.
I don't know why the baby was there, but I'm glad that it's getting the care that it needs. I can't tell you that.
The point is
I
that
don't know why the child
Jason
was in the
Smith
position
is
it was.
supporting this, and I want to know why.
I would like to
That's
know
my question.
why these children are put in that position as well.
No, I want to know why he is supporting it. It has nothing to do with who's put in what position. It has to do, you are not, your neighbor is not responsible for what you do. You're responsible for it.
Yeah.
And you're responsible to how you react and what you do about it. And the fact that he is supporting this, it falls on him. Stop trying to do straw arguments about, well, somebody else did something and somebody else did something, so I'm not responsible for what I'm doing. That is the most ridiculous argument ever. And that is not
You know what?
going to
I'm
work.
going to just have you guys write down your names so that I can pass it along, because there is no point in me having a discussion.
You seem really nervous too.
I'm not
You don't
nervous at
have
all.
to have a discussion with us, but
Ma'am,
you do need to listen to what we have to say to our congressperson.
If you had been elected, your staff would be doing the exact same thing that I'm doing. I've been doing this for 22 years.
Sure.
Nothing you can do will make me nervous.
Okay, great.
I have been
Excellent.
through it all.
We get to share
But
our statements
I-
with the congressman.
So,
Yes.
the thing is
But
that
That's what we're doing here in his office.
But
This
I'm
isn't
not-
directed at you.
But I do not.
This
need
is
to
directed at
answer
Jason Smith.
questions
I'm not
Sure.
asking you.
about
The
my-
questions are to Jason
No,
Smith.
I am saying that I want you to ask him.
Okay, and therefore you can write them down. I have comment forms where you can write them down and you can hand them in to me,
Perfect.
and I'll pass them on.
Perfect.
And then
Because I have a son who worked in your position before, and what you just said is not true. Because he told me, "Yes, Mom, go up there and say." I have a son who has been in your position for a candidate in the past, and he told me, and what you said about you don't have time or whatever it is.
I
He
didn't say
has
I don't
told,
have
but
time.
what he told me was that it is your responsibility to listen to whatever we have to say.
Yeah, but I
And
don't
that
have
all
to-
candidates or officers are maybe not always more than happy, but willing and able to listen, and that it will then be reported to the congressman or the delegate, whoever it is. He has done that for many years and told me that that's how this worked.
okay, well,
So
I
we
am
can either
willing to
call or
listen,
leave
but I don't need
voicemails,
to-
but
Why he's supporting this, and you should know why he's supporting it. If you're working for him in this office, you should already know why he's supporting
why
it.
he's supporting a strong border.
No, why he is supporting
Locking
having
children in prison.
pulled off the street and put in detention centers.
Because they are brought here for
No,
trafficking
this
reasons.
child was 2 months old.
Trafficking.
2
They're being
months old.
made
No,
pawns.
they were not.
If your staff was here,
I don't
get the
have
camera
staff
off of me.
here.
I realize that because you didn't win. So
I'm a
If-
constituent
if
of
they
Jason's.
were-
You're making this ridiculous
if
right
they
now.
were-
I have a statement to share with the congressperson,
okay,
and
but
I'm
what
going
I'm
to do
saying
that in his office.
is, if they were, it would be the exact same.
Is a disgusting dereliction of duty to Missourians and Americans. It is now very clear that the phrase small government from Republicans actually meant small government for the corporations and Epstein class, total control over the lives for the working class. Along that same vein, myself and many folks in the 8th do not want data centers polluting our communities, driving victims of sexual abuse, and speaking up against the predators found in the Epstein files. Jason is now complicit in the continued cover-up of this pedophile ring. I want universal single-payer healthcare coverage, and I want teeth and eyes to be considered a part. He says he's a banker on some of his websites, so that's fair because he didn't seem like a good farmer. The Republican Party likes to claim that they are the party of life for babies. However, Republican-led states have higher death and disability rates in maternal and infant health than Democratically led states. The 8th has the highest infant mortality rate in the state. So our congressional district has the most babies die out of any congressional district in the state of Missouri. The state of Missouri is one of the worst in the nation, making the 8th one of the worst in the nation for infants to live in. Maternal health continues to get worse in Missouri and in the 8th. Universal single-payer health care is one solid solution to providing coverage for all of our rural residents and protecting our access to quality doctors and hospitals in rural Missouri. I am tired of Smith's lies. I want him to quit blaming Democrats for all the issues he and his party have the power to improve. One positive note I would like to thank Jason for is voting to reauthorize the Secure Rural Schools Act. I was relieved to see the congressman vote to reauthorize the funding to counties in the 8th through the Secure Rural Schools Act, and I want to see that funding continue in the future. I would like to see Smith start using more of his campaign funding to benefit businesses and communities here in the 8th Congressional District. He often has multi-million dollars sitting in his campaign fund. While reviewing Congressman Jason Smith's financial reports on the FEC website last night, I wanted to put together a report of how much money Smith spends in Missouri and how much money he spends out of Missouri from his campaign funds. While reviewing those financial reports and totaling up the money, I stumbled across something crazy. Between October of 2013 and September of 2025, Jason Smith has paid nearly $4 million to a company in Washington, D.C., previously in McLean and Alexandria, Virginia, called Grand Valley Consulting. The payments started small, but over the years have grown substantially, with 2025 likely surpassing $1 million paid to this DC-based company alone. I cannot find any transparent information about this financial consulting company on the internet. There is no website. The only website for a Grand Valley Consulting is in Myanmar, and it seems maybe unrelated, but I'm not completely sure yet. Aaron Poe is listed as the owner of Grand Valley Consulting, but there's not much more on the internet about Aaron Poe. He and his wife, who might be a lobbyist, have a tiny bit of data about them in Legistorm. The website Open Secrets lists Jason Smith's campaign committee as the #1 donor to Grand Valley Consulting via data submitted to the FEC. During that time, from 2023 through the end of 2024, Jason Smith gave a total of $1.4 million from his campaign fund to Grand Valley Consulting. Jason is one of their top funders by far. In just the first 3 quarters of 2025, last year, Smith paid $950,000 to Grand Valley Consulting. The final quarter of 2025 hasn't been uploaded to the FEC yet, but it's likely Smith will have paid over $1 million to that company in 2025. Additionally, 2 PACs related to Jason Smith, Mr. Southern Missourian in the House PAC and Smith Victory PAC, have also made payments to Grand Valley Consulting. From 2023 through the end of 2024, Smith's related political PACs gave 1/4 of Grand Valley Consulting's nearly $8 million reported dollars. 1/4 Smith groups are supporting this company. So who is Grand Valley Consulting? What is Jason paying them multi-millions to do? And where is the transparency about this consulting firm? Jason is investigating organizations like the FFA for their financial connections. Perhaps Jason is just trying to keep the spotlight on everyone but himself and his party. Finally, people are quickly catching on to what Republicans are trying to do to this country, how they are trying to exert control over every aspect of our lives. Republicans need to stop helping the Epstein class create an oligarchy. That's a government run by the rich. And they need to work for working class Americans. Randy McCallion, Phelps County, Missouri. Jason is my congressperson.
Really good job. Really good job. Thank you.
And I have this, if that's needed, because it's important for Jason to know that 1 in 5 children are hungry. And if we're going to talk about being pro-life, we could talk about maternal and infant health being complete crap in this state and district. But also 1 in 5 kids being hungry isn't pro-life at all. And then I have a little bit of evidence, but if you go to my Facebook page, I have an entire post with all the screenshots about Grand Valley Consulting, which I would like information. So I will go ahead and give this to you, and I will give these, and I will also write this down and submit it because I would like an answer from Jason or his staff as to who Grand Valley Consulting is, why they are receiving such extreme amounts of money.
I can't answer that question because that would be the campaign, so you can reach out to them directly.
Sure, I thought we established earlier that you weren't answering any questions.
Do you know the difference between the campaign and the official office? This is the official office. The campaign is completely separate. You know that, right?
Are you trying to be really rude right now?
Did you?
Because it's working.
Ma'am, the official office, this is the government office. We have nothing to do with the campaign.
Sure, you work for Jason Smith. I am able to read my statements and provide my information.
But if you
work
have a
for
question
Jason
about the
and
campaign,
me. You work for me.
Ma'am, if you have a question about the campaign and a consultant that works for the campaign, you have to contact the campaign. I can't answer those questions at all.
Okay, and you don't have any connection to the campaign.
You have to reach out to the campaign because this is a taxpayer-funded office here.
Yeah, thanks for treating me so nicely since I funded this office. All right, well then I'll make sure I don't leave these with you, and I'll send them on.
I have a letter I'd like to read.
Okay. You can go ahead.
Dear Congressman Smith, thank you for voting to support the Secure Rural Schools Act.
I'm sorry, what? Did you have a question?
I'm just responding to you.
Okay.
This act provides essential funding for schools in the 8th Congressional District, the 6th poorest in the entire nation. As you correctly point out in your columns, we are hard-working constituents who elected you to represent us in the U.S. Congress. We struggle with high food prices, expensive or see you. We see you standing down when you should be standing up for traditional conservative values, fiscal responsibility, and, as our faiths demand, compassionate treatment for all human beings. The U.S. national debt is the highest it has ever been, $38.6 trillion. The debt is growing thanks to permanent tax cuts in the big, bogus budget bill that benefit the wealthiest individuals and corporations. We, taxpayers, spend $2.8 billion daily on interest alone. Worst of all, we are passing this debt onto our children and grandchildren, whose dollars are steeply declining in the ability to purchase a middle-class way of life. Yet your big, bigoted billionaires' budget bill drastically favors the ultra-wealthy at the expense of the middle class and working poor. The average tax rate for billionaires, according to Forbes magazine, ranges from 3 to 8%, while school teachers and other workers pay an average of 13%. Moreover, it cuts safety net programs like SNAP and Medicaid, programs that are essential to our impoverished district. Many of your constituents own small businesses. They are crucial to communities in the 8th District. Tariffs are taking a terrible toll on their profitability as they raise costs for small businesses while dipping into the pockets of consumers. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce estimated that Trump's tariff policies will cost America's roughly 236,000 small businesses about $200 billion annually. We are severely lacking in billionaires here in the 8th. Won't you support the hard-working constituents who sent you to Washington? What happened to compassionate conservatism, Congressman Smith? You profess to be a man of faith. How do you reconcile the treatment of human beings by immigration and border enforcement with the teachings of Jesus? ICE is inflicting a reign of terror on our streets. How can you, as a Christian, not only condone this cruelty, but endorse it, as your visit to Seacott Prison demonstrated? I'm sure you know that Ronald Reagan legalized 3 million undocumented immigrants and created a path for them to become citizens. It was bipartisan legislation known as the Immigration and Reform Act of 1986. That was before political parties were reduced to name-calling and culture wars. I want you and other members of Congress to understand that Americans are sick and tired of the divisiveness in America right now. We demand that our elected representatives show allegiance to the Constitution rather than to individuals who seek to divide us for their own gain. You and other members of Congress have the ability to call a halt to cruelty, culture wars, and the economic policies that undermine the middle class. It's time for you to work hard for your hard-working constituents and start governing on the principles of democracy.
Could we maybe turn the TV down? It feels kind of rude to have the TV on while we're speaking.
I have just a few more minutes.
I have a short
so
statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess we'll stand out front and read our statements on Facebook Live to the congressman
You can,
since
and I'll have to
since
ask
our
you
staff-
to go up. This is private property out here, so
Really?
I'll
I
have to
thought it was
ask
our
you to go.
property.
we
No.
pay for this property.
No, we
are the
actually
taxpayers.
rent this.
This is our congressperson. You're kicking us out of the office when we want to share our statements.
You
You're
may
being
share your-
so rude right now.
I know that your Facebook followers will appreciate this, but here in this office, I am working for constituents, and that's what
We
I
are
was doing.
constituents.
Yes, and I.
All
know-
you had to do is listen to us. That's
I
it.
am listening.
You are making this a bigger deal than it needed to be. These people just wanted to come in and share a
And
statement.
I'm allowing them to. It's been 20
You're
minutes.
allowing 4 or 5 of us to.
Wow.
It's been quite some time. I'm going to take these statements and pass them on to the congressman. But I also have a job to do. I'm helping people with their Social Security, their VA,
This is a part of
their
your
IRS,
job, ma'am.
their military situations they're
You could
dealing
have
with,
listened
and
to
that's
two
what I'm
more
doing.
people in the time you've been chastising
Yeah.
us.
Please go ahead. Thank you for turning the TV down. That
So
feels
this is
much more
just a short
respectful.
statement. For Congressman Smith, we must rein in ICE, and I know that we have the opportunity to do that in the next couple weeks. I have family in Minneapolis, family that has seen the cruelty of ICE officials and the lasting effect that it will have on the people and especially the children of the city of Minneapolis and its suburbs. And I know this for a fact, and I've seen it in action. We must rein in ICE because the idea that citizens of this country exercising their right to protest would be shot down in broad daylight in a public area should be abhorrent to each and every American citizen, whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, or whatever you are. ICE, if nothing else, needs to have their masks off, their cameras go on their uniforms, and some sort of identification so that when they step out of line, we can notify the authorities who they are, where they were, and what they did. And the only other thing I would say is part of this whole thing means that Kristi Noem, who does not represent anything that all of us in this country agree and believe in, she represents none of that. And he needs to be behind a process to get a person in that position who does stand for what we all believe in. And that's all I have to say.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you for your time making that statement. Thank you all for caring about how our country is governed and how our district is governed and taking time to make a statement. Your time matters too.
I didn't write anything down to read. I just have a couple of points. I get the Phelps County Focus, which is our local newspaper. Jason's got an article in there almost every week. Almost every week, he regurgitates everything Donald Trump says. He doesn't address the wants, needs, or desires of the people in the 8th District. We need help. We don't need somebody in Washington to play the suck-up game and regurgitate everything that Donald Trump and his cronies and his rich billionaires desire. We have been trying to get Jason Smith to have a town hall meeting for the last year and a half. My question is, and I have stood out on the street with a big sign that says, "Where is Jason Smith?" Nobody can find him. He doesn't come to Rolla. The only time I know of in the last year and a half that he came to Rolla was to go to Saltwater for a unannounced dinner with his rich constituents to raise money. That is it. We have invited him to multiple meetings to come and talk to us, to come share our dinner with us. No response. Not even an acknowledgement of the invitation.
Never. We're not rich enough. We don't.
Was that invitation brought here to this office?
Would you have accepted it?
Was it brought here?
Yes, Voters for Informed Action brought
Yes.
an invitation
You were
directly.
presented with an invitation.
I was.
To this office was.
Okay,
to two
I
town
never
halls.
received it, but I don't know. if someone else
Jason
did.
represents all of us. He doesn't represent the billionaires or the Republicans or the Democrats or the independents. He represents all of us. And we want him to start doing that.
Okay.
there's so many things. You know, education. Missouri is 50th in the nation for starting salaries for school teachers. We are 49th overall. We just in the last 2 years dropped down another 2 spots. We're 49th now. That's something to be really proud of. The 8th district needs help. We need federal money to educate our kids. Because what I keep seeing time after time is the Republican Party trying to dumb down our education system, trying to dumb down our students so that they aren't capable of analytical thinking, so they can't challenge what our leaders are telling them they have to do, what they have to believe.
Amen.
And our healthcare system, our rural hospitals are disappearing. Their money is gone. It's getting to the point where they need to visit their doctors online because they don't have any doctors that live anywhere close to them. Oh, that's right. We don't have any infrastructure. They can't get online because we haven't built it. Where's all this money that's been allocated for infrastructure? Where's that money in the 8th district? Because I'm not seeing it. We have a chance to rein in ICE. They have been funded billions and billions of dollars, so much more money than they could ever possibly spend. If we took that money and put it into social programs to help your average American, we could fund a healthcare system for America. That's how much money they are getting. They don't. They want to be police. They want to go into our local neighborhoods and act like police. But ICE doesn't know how to be a policeman. They wear masks. They have no identification. They're
an occupying force. They're terrorists.
Jason Smith claims to have conservative values, be a standard bearer for individual rights, for family values, for the unborn.
Yeah.
Why is it that you have to be white European for that to apply? Why does that not apply to everybody?
And if they could see the faces of young children who have been scared out of their wits and their parents who are terrified to go out of the house.
What if that was you or
Yeah,
your
you
children
can see those
or your
faces, you might
family?
change your mind.
Where the right to a fair trial, the right to due process. Thank you.
Where's our Constitution?
Where's that?
Just stomp it all over that Constitution.
Anyway, that's all I got.
That's all I said. So.
I just stepped in here, so I'm not sure if this has been addressed, but I am upset and I want to bring forth the fact that the DOJ is not being sufficiently transparent and not pursuing justice for victims of Jeffrey Epstein. Jason Smith seems to support the way the DOJ is minimizing the victims. They are not survivors, they are victims, and further traumatizing them by not even recognizing them as being present in the room when Pam Bondi gave her speech to Congress this week. I, as a long-time forensic nurse, know that trauma can play terror throughout a person's life. I would like to do a little bit opposite of what Paul did. He put Missouri down at the bottom of the list. I'm going to put Missouri third, number 3 out of every state in the United States. with the incidence of intimate partner violence, sexual predators, sexual assault. Why is there not support for helping these people avoid taking care of the criminals that are causing it? Those are my questions. I moved here almost 2 years ago, and I have never heard Jason Smith's voice. I've never seen him publicly. All I know is the picture in the paper. I read the same paper that he does. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you for sharing.
Jason, along with every other Republican, has somehow decided that the Constitution doesn't matter. They're not standing up to President Trump in any way, shape, or form. The fact that Trump, together with the secretaries that have come before Congress, have decided to make a joke out of everything that is important to the people of America is disgusting. Pam Bondi just issued a letter saying, oh, you wanted to know who were predators? Okay, how about Elvis Presley? How about Marilyn Monroe? This is not a joke. These women were terribly injured and are injured time and time again when they're told that they're not important. This is not important to anybody. And that is infuriating to me. Pam Bondi has got to go. She has to go first before Noam. And as far as I'm concerned, I was very upset when we arrived in Minneapolis the day that Renee Good was killed. Okay? And I visited with my son and his wife and my 2 little grandkids, thinking they could be in the wrong neighborhood. They could be near that. Okay? This is a terrible thing. What has been going on is incredible. And nobody in the Republican Party cares. Nobody cares. And it is time to end that now.
Good job.
Some of those girls who are now victims or survivors were 9 years old. I have a 12-year-old granddaughter, and the thought makes my stomach turn inside out. And the idea that we wouldn't hold, I don't care who it is, responsible is disgusting.
And every time that they make those victims feel unimportant, they are affecting every woman in the United States that has been sexually assaulted.
Well,
And the percentage of women who have been sexually assaulted in this country is astronomical.
And they are further emboldening predators.
Yes, they are.
I have a predator in my family. He is one of the few Republicans in my family. And let me tell you that he feels emboldened to just keep going because this is now a country for predators. Anyone else have a statement they'd like that they put together and spent time on? Anyone else like to read a statement? Yes, please.
Hello. Apologies, I'm going to be repeating myself. Okay. All right. I'm a registered nurse, very concerned about health, and I'm concerned about also with the detention centers. I'm going to go back a second. I visited Auschwitz, and it was a Polish guy, and he was talking about how all these years they didn't really get reparations from Germany. He says, if you want to know what's going on, you got to follow the money, because that's where it is. And so my one question is, with these detention centers, all this money, who's profiting from this? And I would like to see the government provide some accountability. And going back to the Christians, okay, I'm Jewish, I believe in the 10 Commandments. I would expect our politicians to stop lying, and if they say they're following the 10 Commandments, they want this Christian world, well, damn it, just stop lying and follow the 10 Commandments.
And I am a Christian, but I can't
abide by some of the stuff that's coming out of Christianity right now. And I'm a lifelong Christian.
It's not Christianity.
No,
So
if
I walk
you're
in
not
the
following
woods.
that Bible,
I walk
then
in the
it's
woods to
not
find you.
Christianity.
Does anybody else have a statement they prepared and took time for that they'd like to share? Good? All right. Thank you for listening.
Quiet vote doesn't count. Whenever we vote something in, they change it in Jeff City. So, I mean, why vote if it's gonna be changed?
Well, I mean, you can contact your state rep and state senator. We don't vote in the Missouri House. So.
Yeah. That's the Missouri Republicans of the Missouri state overturning our
we're
vote.
Working, with the Respect Missouri voters is
Right.
We're going to state.
Okay.
But you're good. Yeah. Same party that's the issue.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'd like you to live stream our song.
Absolutely. Be happy to.
Okay, guys, come on. Ready's out here.
Thanks, Ray.
Kim, where's the book?
Yeah.
Are we going around the corner? Let's go.
All right, folks, we have a little bit more from the Raging Grannies of Rolla. The Raging Grannies of Rolla would like to share their song with you. And I'll get kind of close because of the road.
Come on, grannies. Ready? Mine eyes have seen the lacking of our representative. Jason Smith stays in D.C. ignoring his constituents. He rides and votes to hurt the people he represents. His turn goes on and on. Shame on him, he keeps his power. Shame on him, he keeps on voting. Shame on him, how long can this go on? He must be voted out. He wants to be re-elected, you can plainly see. It's our intent to stop the madness from continuing. His term goes on and on. Shame on him, he keeps his power. Shame on him, he keeps on voting. Shame on him, how long can this go on? He must be voted out. What we must care about. The plan is to boost costs to all who can't afford the cost. We scrape and skimp to see the way through this mess. His term goes on and on. Shame on him, he keeps his power. Shame on him, he keeps on voting. Shame on him, how long can this go on? He must be voted out. Woo! Thank you, Raging Grannies of Rolla. All right, folks, I will try to share as much of this in a post as well after this live stream and when I get home. I hope many of you got to see something that you can do to take a direct action and to make sure that you exert your power and you stay in that office until you have shared the thoughts that you took time to put together as one of Jason's constituents. Thanks all. Thanks for joining in.